Hello, welcome back to this CSS and HTML crash course. In the previous video, we talked about some basic CSS styling, and in this video, we're going to look at some CSS selectors and classes. So these CSS selectors are those stuffs we use to hook the HTML elements in our CSS file in order to style them. So I've just created this HTML template with these p tags and anchor tag. So as we normally select some elements back in the previous video, we just use this stuff, and I'm gonna give this a color of red, and I will save this now on preview. And now you can see all the CSS, all the p tags in that HTML file have this color of red. Good. Now what if we just want one p tag inside this HTML file to just have that color of red? How do we do that? We need to add a class attribute. So we need to define a class attribute here, and I'm going to give it a class of warning and save this. Then in our CSS file, to target this, all we have to do is dot. So in order to select a class, you need to start with a dot, then the name of the class. So all you have to do is dot warning and save this. Now you can see we just have that one p tag with a color of red. That is good. But what if we have another element with that same class of warning? So over here, this div below, I'm just gonna give it another class of warning. I will save this and preview. Now you can see they both have that reddish color over here. Now I just want the p tag to have the red color and not this, but they do have the same class. So how am I going to achieve this? It is a simple way to achieve that. All you have to do is specify the p over here. So p.warning, and this is gonna target just that p tag. And here we now have just that p tag with the reddish color, with the style color of red. Yeah. So I'm just gonna add some classes to this p tags here. I'm gonna add a class of success. Also here inside p tag, class of success. Now in our CSS file, let's target that class. So all you have to do is dot success color of green. Yeah, save, preview. Now we have this both p tag with the color of green. Now let's see something else. I'm gonna come to this HTML, and I'm gonna give this another class of notes and save. Now I want just the p tag with this class of success and notes with different styling. How do I achieve that? We come to the CSS file, and here we have to do dot success, and we have to change those two classes together. So all we have to do is first p, because we're targeting the p. Now we can say p dot success dot notes. So this is just a bit of changing these stuffs, and here I'll give it a border of 1 pixel solid green. Let's save and preview. And now you can see that p tag with class of success and a class of notes with this border over here. So this is just a way to give you a hint of classes and how to use those classes in the CSS file to target them properly and to make them visible on the HTML page. The next CSS selector I want to talk about is the ID. So we have also seen this ID when we use the HTML forms. So we can also use the IDs as hooks in our CSS to hook that HTML element to style it. So this is how to specify that ID. All you have to do is ID, and you can see structure. So how do we use this ID in our CSS file? To use this, all we have to do is use the hashtag. So that is it for use the hashtag to initialize it, and then the ID name. So it was structure, and then the curly braces. Here we can see background color gray, and a padding of 15 pixels. And now you can see that ID was properly hooked. So this is how to use the ID selector in the CSS file. So the only limitations to this ID attribute is that they can only be used once in our HTML file. So unlike when we use the class attribute of one in here and one in here, you cannot do that with the ID. The ID must be unique. So if there is an ID of structure, there will not be any other ID of structure. So that is the only limitations of the ID attributes. So another selector I want to talk about is the descender selector in CSS. So first of all, I'm going to create this p tag, and just going to create some dummy content, Lauren, and so I just want the p tags inside this div to have a specific color, but not this one inside, not this one outside the div. So how do I achieve that? So all you have to do first, comment this, and then all we have to do is specify that parent first, and I'm going to say div and dot p and the curly braces. And I'm going to give it some color. I'm going to say orange. I'll save this. Now let's go to the browser. Okay, save from here. Okay, all we have to do div and just div p. So div is the parent element over here, this one over here, then the p is the child element. So just specify div on the left side and p to the right, so without the dots, and save that. And now you can see we have these p tags with the orange color and not this p tag over here, because this p tag here is not inside this div, so it's not gonna have that styling. So this is how to use the descendant attribute in descendant styling in CSS. So next, we're gonna see how to style these anchor tags in our HTML file using the CSS. So we have two anchor tags over here, and I'm just going to show you how to style this in the CSS. So first, let's also comment this. And the way we target that is to use the A tag this and select that, and then we use the this square bracket. This is an attribute selector, and we see we want to find every stuff with the href attributes, and then we can just do this curly braces and enter. And I'm just gonna give a background color of blue, and text, and text description of none, and let's preview. And now you can see that background color over there, but we can just add some style to the text. So we can just do color. So this is gonna style the text inside there, and just give it white. And now we have this two anchor tag, best blog and Google. So this is how to target that anchor tag in our HTML file. So this selector over here with this href attribute is just gonna select every anchor tag on our HTML file. But what if we want to select a particular anchor tag and style that? So we want to select this href that equals this type the word .net. So how do we do that? The way we do that is to come over here. First of all, I'm gonna copy and then come to the CSS, and over here the href is gonna equal this. Now save and preview. Now you can see that best blog, which is that take the word .net over here, is now the only one with that styling. So this is how to select one particular anchor tag in the CSS. So what we just did, we just styled only this the anchor tag with this take the word .net with this attribute over here. So if we are to copy this over here and paste here and save, it's gonna also inherit that styling. So as you can see, best blog and best blog has that styling. So we can just add a bit of styling to it again. So you can just say the font weight, I want it to be bold, and the text transform, I will say uppercase. Save and preview. Now we can see that styling in here. So there's a way we can shorten this. So instead of putting all this long URL over here, we can use the asterisk to target a particular keyword. So the way we do that is, okay, I'm just gonna clear this off, and I'm just gonna use the asterisk to say, okay, anything with tag the word, any attribute with that tag the word, I want you to style it, and we're just gonna put that asterisk here and save. And as you can see, we still have that styling over here. So that works. So that is a way to shorten this stuff. So we just put the asterisk and give a keyword. So, okay, if you find this particular keyword in that anchor tag, I want you to style it. So we can also do for the other anchor tag. So we can do an anchor tag and href and the star, and we'll set it equal to and we'll say Google. So if you find Google in that keyword, just style this. And I'm now going to give the curly braces, and now we can give it a background color of green, a color text color of blue, and a border of solid 1px red. Now let's preview, and now you can see that actually works. So you can just use the asterisk to search for a particular keyword, and that's gonna style it. So we can also come over here and search for the .net. So instead of type the word .net, you can just search for this .net, and yeah, we still have that styling here, so that works. So alternatively, you can also use a dollar sign in place of this asterisk to also search for that keyword. So you can just say a dollar sign here, and I want to search for anything that ends with .com. So if it ends with .com, I just want you to give it the styling. And now you can see we still have that styling after we save them preview. So this is a nice way to style anchor tags in our HTML code. So these are some basic CSS selectors we can use in our HTML code in order to make it more presentable. So we're going to be using more CSS selectors as we go along in this tutorial. But for now, let's stick with the basics.